Hello, this is Robbie at Premium Motors, and I'm doing another walk around and drive video for a customer on this 1966 Ford F100 pickup. Selling this on behalf, it's on consignment from a nice older gentleman that we've sold quite a few cars for and over the years. He hasn't had it all that long. He ended up not using it very much, and I know the light's a little weird in here, but now he's decided to sell it. I'm also selling that orange Volkswagen Beetle over there. That's his as well. So don't know much about this truck as far as history and everything goes. Just kind of showing you what I got here. It's got a lot of surface patina on stuff on it. I know the white's been repainted. The lower yellow could be original, at least on the bed. You can see evidence of the white being repainted. Things like that. A little bit of surface rust down in the lower parts of the truck. This is an old thing. The red's coming off the glass part of the emblem. This truck is equipped with from the factory, the way it decodes and everything, as far as I can tell, the 352 V8 engine with 3-speed manual on the column, 3 on the tree, with the overdrive system in it. I'll show you the interior. So it's actually fairly solid in here. I think this was more put for preventative surface paint, like it was starting to rust and somebody put this gray stuff on it here and underneath. I don't see any big holes yet, but it ain't perfect, but it's fairly solid. The underside looks fairly solid. Some surface rust here and there. That cross member's a little worse, but back up in the cab corners and stuff look good. There's an old wiring harness for the camper, maybe. Could be. It's got some overloads on the springs. It's got newer dual exhaust put on it. Go back to the interior. Somebody reupholstered the seat and put the Ford logo and this diamond tuck type style on the back, and vinyl on this part matches the upper part. There's the dash. Simple dash in these old trucks. You got choke. You got fan, speed, aftermarket AC. There's none of the AC stuff in the hood, under the hood I mean, so that does not work. The dash pad is nice. Paperwork here. Somebody put newer carpet in it. Nice, looks like newer dash pad. Could be old original headliner. It's a little wavy and the old visors have some tape on them. This is kind of how it was when he got it. Truck does run and drive out really nice. I'll take you for a spin around the block in a little bit. The behind the seat, it comes with an extra belt, and that still is the fuel tank, which all looks original. Doesn't look like it's been replaced to me. You got a little bit of stuff going on in both corners of the bed and there. Under the bed cover is all tonneau snapped on. And we'll just it's not fully restored. I think somebody used this truck as a truck, so it's kind of got an old bed liner in here. As you can see, they did the walls and everything. It's held up for the most part, but some of it is flaking off. I mean, you can see this is probably because they slid stuff in the bed. And that's how it still is. So we've got to pull the handle. Pull the handle and it closes. Snap those back on. When you look at the rest, the tonneau still fits nice. It's not overly stretched. It's got the bows in it to keep the water to run off the sides. And most of the stainless down the side is in decent shape, not too many dings and scratches. Like I say, old emblems. I'll pop the hood. So you can remember, it's pretty much centered. And the little hook over here. So there is your 352 V8. It's fairly clean. I have no history on if it's been rebuilt or not. Here is your inner fenders. The hood structure itself, it's got just some light surface rust, but it is not all rusted out around the lips or down the edges. And you got surface patina oxidation, but no real, it's all pretty solid up here. Even the battery tray area seems okay. Down in there, underneath the battery tray down there. Somebody looks like did some halfway decent recent maintenance. This hose is a newer hose, new oil filter on it, so the oil's been changed recently. I'm sure he did that. Wires for the brake parts and stuff look a little newer. It does have brake lights, turn signals, headlights, all that stuff is working. But I don't have any history on the engine or any of that stuff. I'll start it up, let you hear it run here in a second. But in the meantime, I'll go around to this side, show you the floors over here. So this side looks not as oxidized and stuff over there as the driver's side. Or it's just more covered in mud, maybe. I don't know. Back there and everything. But like I say, cab corners, inner cab corners, outer cab corners are nice. The rocker rails underneath are pretty good. We'll open this door up. The doors open and close pretty good. Looks like there was less stuff going on because they didn't really paint this whole area on the passenger side, just a little bit by this seam. And you can see it's all fairly solid. I'll look under the door and you can look up, kind of see what I'm seeing. Don't mind my mess over in the corner. And there it goes. The drip rail and everything looks pretty good. Not like it still has the sealant in it. It's not all dry rotted out. Front windshield, the gasket's older. You can see there's probably a water leak here because there's a hole. If it was out in the rain, he kept it in a garage. I keep it in my shop, so I'm guessing based off history and stuff that it probably does have a water leak around the oh wait, I was gonna open that back up and let you hear it run. Let me start it up. Push down, push in, start up. I can do it with one hand. So 3 on the tree. I just started it and moved it from its spot to here. Didn't really warm it up, but it is warmer than cold. Keys on the left. You got your 2 idiot lights. Fuel gauge goes up to half, so that appears to be working. We'll see if the alternator that wiggles when you turn it on and off, so that's probably working. Oil pressure comes up. Let's give it a little gas. It starts right up. It did start right away as soon as it got fuel. It runs nice. Oil pressure is coming up slowly. We'll have to watch the temp gauge and see. The alternator, you see, is going. We got wipers that are working. Fan, and you got off, high, low. You hear it, high, low. It does 2 speeds working. And we got heat and temperature. So we'll see if that pushes in. So it kind of springs back out, so something in the cable might be bound up. That one seems to work better. Lights are on. You got dash lights up here and in there. Looks like this light bulb's burnt out. Left blinker seems to be working. Right blinker works. All that stuff checked out when I got it in. We'll go up here. You hear the motor running. It runs nice and smooth. I don't really hear any weird noises. or anything like that. And no fan shroud. I don't think that's the stock fan. It's some sort of flex fan or something, I believe. But yeah, it seems to run good. So I will walk around here. Quiet exhaust. Quiet mufflers, nothing noisy. Like I say, old man owns the truck. It still sounds good. Let me turn it off for now. I'll mount the camera up and I'll take you for a drive around the block. Okay, we are going to head out. Let me start this. Camera appears to be working. Seatbelt on. You can probably hear it's pretty quiet in here. Hopefully. It's a nice quiet truck. It does have overdrive. The way I understand, if overdrive is pushed in, it's disengaged, and when overdrive is pulled out, it's engaged. And as far as it's active, I guess. Engaged is when you get going up over 40 miles an hour, if you ease off on the gas pedal, it's supposed to drop into overdrive and go from there. So go for a little spin around the block. It's a cool, sunny December day. Clutch is pretty much coming up off the floor. Might be a little cold-blooded for a little bit. We got oil pressure at 60 pounds. Steering wheel is crooked a little. Some people did that on purpose though, so like they could hold it like this. I don't really know for sure what. Seems to drive pretty straight down the road. Speedometer seems fairly accurate. In third gear. I'm doing about 35 miles an hour. All the gauges seem to be working. I'm still waiting for that temp gauge to see if it'll come up. It warms up. Whoa, slippery. Slippery, and the brakes are a little. I have not driven this truck. This is the first time getting it out of the building in probably a month and a half, so the rear brakes locked up a little there, a little grabby. It is a little damp out. It's cold. It's only in the high 30s. So that's how that goes. Shift's pretty good, I think. On the tree. Spring's a little noisy on the clutch pedal. There is a little bit of play in the steering wheel, pretty typical on older Ford trucks that I've come across. It does drive out fairly nice though. I thought it drove nice the first time I drove it when I picked it up at his house and drove it back. It's got some old man dents. I forgot to point out there's a pretty good sized dent right here on the cowl in front of the windshield on the passenger side. I'm sure you can see that in the photos on my website. Second start is not quite coming to a stop to get it down into first. We are just doing our normal cruise that we do, a little loop around the block. Not chasing it, I'm not fighting it. Everything's working pretty proper other than that little lock up there when I first got on the brakes. Feels better now. Kind of braked a little bit harder too because the light changed on that. Sometimes you gotta love the simpleness of a 3 on the tree. People are like, I don't know how to drive a 3 on the tree. It's a standard H pattern, just like any other normal shift patterns. It's just up on the column. Like the temperature gauge is starting to come up a little. We'll see if it creeps up a little more by the time we get back to the shop. You can hear pretty quiet, a little wind noise, probably coming around that front windshield gasket that I say is older. It's got a couple cracks, one in both corners, which I would think water would get in if it's sitting outside. But just because they're fairly good sized cracks in it. Turn the fan on so you can get a little heat coming. Turn on low so you can probably still hear me. So it is the fan I can hear going, it is on low. Quiet. I don't really hear, I don't know if I hear a difference in it. So I don't know if that's working or not. It'd be nice if I had a tack. Oil pressure is still good. Temperature is coming up. We're almost at 190 now. So that seems to all be working. The needle, the odometer, all that's working. Tires on it, I don't know the date. They look pretty good. They're newer, looks like BFG radial TAs on a steel rim. But you can notice in the picture somebody painted the wheels yellow to kind of match the truck. And on some of the wheels the paint is flaking off, like they didn't quite prep the wheel properly. I don't know if it was the older gentleman that I'm selling the car for that did that, or if it was that way when he bought it. But it's not a bad truck. Actually, like I say, it drives really good. The blinker didn't cancel, but manual steering. This is like manual brakes. That was the book, the owner's, the parts and accessories catalog. Just slid against the door there. Yeah, it was manual brakes under it. So manual steering, manual brakes. Not too crazy and hard though. Overall, I think this is a pretty decent little truck. I'll get out. I'm going to show you that dent. I'll pull in here. Thought for a minute I might have hit it, which wouldn't have been good. I'm pretty confident in my driving abilities. So there it is. Turn the car off. I feel heat coming out from the heater unit, so that's nice. It seems to be working. Oh. Choke was on a little bit that all the time, so the idle was up. So now I just pushed it in and the idle dropped, which could have been why the RPMs felt weird maybe when I let off in overdrive. So that could have been a human error, but I don't know. Horn does not work. There's a button here, which I don't know, and then there's a button here, or that was a switch. So it doesn't look like we got a horn. But the heater does work nice. It's getting toasty in here. I was going to show you the dent. Let me disconnect this from the window. Walk around, pull it out here. And then, yeah, you might have saw it earlier, but it is a pretty good sized dent right there. I don't know what happened. It's really the big blemish. But like, here's those cracks around the window, right? But all in all, get the keys just to make sure you don't lock yourself out. I always, on these old cars that I don't really know very well, I keep a window cracked in case you close the door and it locks and you can get in and out of it. All in all, there's the video, the walk around of the truck. Again, like and comment. I appreciate I'm up to 500 subscribers and I'm making this video, so that's kind of nice. Started from 0 and we're up to 500. So I don't do a lot of videos, so I don't post a lot of content. I mainly do them, like I said in videos in the past, either on, I don't do them on every car I get in. I do them on cars I'm interested in that I think are cool, or I do them like in this instance where a customer is asking for a video on the truck. So that's what I'm doing here. So I hope you have a rest of a day that is well and everything pans out. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like it, feel free to like it. And like I say, if you don't want to like it, you don't have to, because that's, if you don't like it, you don't have to do anything, right? But if you stuck around this long, I appreciate it, and everybody have a good rest of your day.